Welcome back. If you're just joining us now, we're just in the middle of our conversation with Dwain Lingenfelter, the NDP leader for the Saskatchewan. Now, we were just in the middle of talking about some of your policies. Let's scale out a little bit and talk about the NDP in general. This last election, very historical election for the NDP. Jack Layton certainly picked up a lot of votes, especially in Quebec. Not so many votes here in Saskatchewan, though. I guess, why do you think that is?
Well, I think if you look at the vote in Saskatchewan, we went up as much as any province. We went from about 25% to 33%. And in fact, we got the highest percentage of vote of any province in Canada except for Quebec. The difference here is the way the seats are structured in Saskatchewan. There are no urban seats in our province. That is, there's no Regina seat, there's no Saskatoon seat. Instead, there are rural and urban tied together. Okay. So you get 80% Conservative in the rural area. You get 70% NDP in the city, and we don't win any of the seats. If they were configured like Edmonton or Winnipeg or Toronto, we would have had 5 seats in the last election. It really is about how the seats are configured, and that's something we're going to be pushing hard when the review of the boundaries happens in the next 18 months.
So how are you feeling about the boundaries going into the provincial election?
Well, the provincial, we do have urban and rural riding. So in Regina, we have 11 urban seats that are totally or almost totally urban, and the same in Saskatoon, same in PA, same in Yorkton. So our seats are configured very differently. And in that sense, we have a very, very good shot to increase the 20 seats we now hold.
Now, you did pick up a lot of votes in the federal election then, but you know, still picking up votes is different than winning the seat, right? So, do you think that Saskatchewan is maybe not ready for change? Maybe that they're still a little bit too conservative?
No, I think that if you look at the increase that we had in the federal election, going up 7 points between 2008 and 2011 is a big increase in the federal vote. And if you add on the fact that we usually do quite a bit better provincially than we do federally, we're in very, very competitive shape. Having said that, we still have a lot of work to do, and I don't want to make it sound like I think if an election were held today we would win. I think we still have to do a lot of proving. We're not entitled to anything as politicians, but nor is the Sask Party. And I think with the backlash that workers have to the policy of the Wall government of giving the rich ever more and cutting back on working people's salaries, I think we have a big opening to put forward a platform that means something to people.
What do you think the NDP candidate in this riding, or you know, we have a couple of ridings here that we cover in NICAP television at least. What do you think an NDP candidate can provide that a Sask Party candidate can't?
Well, I think if you look at Bernadette Gopher, for example, who's running in one of the seats close by, I think her history of she and her husband and family, Fred Gopher and the Gopher family, they're very, very strong on the business side. They have a small business service station operation that they run, very successful. And I think there's also a lot of First Nations people in that riding who will, for the first time, come out in large numbers and support. So I think we're in good shape. In Lloydminster, obviously, we need somebody who will speak to the issues of the community. And I think the largest issue in this area is housing, healthcare, and this feeling that working people aren't being fairly treated by the Wall government. So we're looking for that kind of a candidate, and we're very close to announcing who we're going to put forward.
So you're a little bit behind in the polls so far. I guess you're hoping this Leaders Tour ups your popularity, hits your message home. How do you expect to do that?
Well, talking to people, working with people, and then offering a program that is important to every family in the province. If you're a young person looking for housing, I think our plan will be better than that of our opponents. If you look at capturing the maximum amount for our resources, that being potash and the other resources, I think people will look to us for that definition. When it comes to healthcare, I think the New Democratic Party, CCF Party, we started Medicare, and I think we have quite a bit of credibility. But again, we can't rest on the laurels of Tommy Douglas or Ellen Blakeney. I've got to go prove to people that we can deliver the goods.
Well, I'm really excited for you to announce the NDP candidate in this riding, at least. You'll have to get him on the show when you bring him out of the woodwork.
We will, for sure. And as many times as you need somebody from our party to speak, we'll be here, Whitney. So good luck to you as well.
Thank you so much. This has been our conversation with Dwain Lingenfelter, NDP Saskatchewan leader.